Mooney the calf longed for a large bell to wear around his neck, like the one Bella the bell cow wore as the leader of the herd, so he could ring everyone on the cattle range. One day, the large bell around Bella's neck began ringing for all the young calves to gather at Chuck's wagon, as the summer grazing season was coming to an end, and soon the herd of calves would be moving out for the drive back to school. "Now that you all are old enough, the time has come for everyone to get a bell for school," said Bella the bell cow. "Yay-ha!" cheered the group of calves. "But here are the terms and conditions of our family bell plan that you'll need to heed before our bellman, Billy the goat, issues your first bell. First, there's no range roaming without permission. Secondly, stay within ringing range of my bell. Last but not least, if trouble should arise, start ringing your bell," instructed Bella. All the calves nodded in utter agreement and then went off to play a game of cow hide-and-seek. The group of calves needed no prodding when they voted hooves down for Mooney the calf to be the seeker, because he was known for not being the brightest burner on the range, and he stood out from the herd with his tall cowlick. The game began, and Mooney sought far and wide for the hiding calves, crossing the creek and roaming onto another range. Mooney had strayed so far into the new range that he had gone out of Bella's ringing range. Suddenly, a strange creature Mooney had never seen before came running up to him and said, "Hello, I'm Buffy the buffalo." "I've never heard of a buffalo," said Mooney. "That's because we don't have bells," replied Buffy. "How come you don't have a bell?" asked Mooney. "Our herd leader says bells are too expensive where the buffalo roam," stated Buffy. "So what kind of bell are you wearing?" "It's just a plain bell with a standard ringtone, but I want a large bell with all the whistles," replied Mooney. "How about I trade you my rare antique coin for your bell? That way you'll have enough money to upgrade to a large bell," offered Buffy. Mooney chewed on his cud for a while, thinking how he could be the most talked-about calf among his peers in the herd by being the first calf with a large bell that had unlimited range-wide ringing. "Okay, you've got a deal," declared Mooney. As Mooney and Buffy were completing their trade, a huge, dark storm began brewing on the buffalo range. Mooney sensed he'd better get hoofing back to the herd as fast as he could before the storm arrived, knowing the herd would be moving out for school. Meanwhile, back on the cattle range, the trail driver to school had noticed the same storm brewing and came driving up to Bella. "It's time to head 'em up and move 'em out," he shouted. Bella began ringing her large bell as hard as she could to gather the herd. All the calves that were in hiding heard her bell, and they all formed a large group around the herd leader. Bella had started doing a head count when she noticed what was not standing out from the herd, and that was Mooney's tall cowlick. "Anyone heard from Mooney?" asked Bella. Before anyone could answer, the winds started blowing, tumbleweeds were rolling, and the rain came pouring, as the storm arrived earlier than expected. The creek Mooney had crossed was filling up fast, and he had no bell to ring if trouble arose, so he had to use his young, springy legs to quickly jump from rock to cross the creek before it turned into a raging river. Mooney was out of breath from running across the two ranges and was soaked to the bone from the pouring rain when he finally lumbered up to Chuck's wagon to order his new large bell. "Yee-haw! I'll be the most talked-about calf in the herd," cheered Mooney. "I'll take that large bell you have on display," an excited Mooney said to the bellman, Billy. "How are you going to pay for that large bell?" asked Billy. "I have a rare antique coin that's worth a lot," beamed Mooney. "Are you kidding me?" chided Billy. "What do you mean?" asked Mooney. "That's a wooden nickel with a picture of Buffy's grandfather on the back. It's not worth a penny, so there's no deal," stated Billy. Mooney's face became long, and his cowlick drooped as Bella approached him at Chuck's wagon. "Where have you been, and where's your bell?" demanded Bella. "I've been buffaloed," said the fool Mooney the calf.